Now that you have your kits, you're going to need to look at your stamp sets. You may have a stamp set like this, where you don't have anything cut out, or one where the stamps are already cut out. This one's easy. You can take these and pull them off and just place them right out of the stamp thing onto their wood blocks. And then you'll cut out the stickers that are on the front and put them on the other side of the block so that you know how to line it up. That one's a pretty easy one. With this one, you're going to want to take them out, grab a handy pair of scissors, and you're going to need to cut out your shapes. Partly because these shapes are a little bigger than the wood block. As you can see here, it doesn't quite fit. So you'll cut out your bunny and then you'll put it on your block and then put the stickers on the other side as well. How to use the pens to stamp. So you don't have to have a stamp pad when you're doing your stamping. You can actually use a pen, which is really, really handy. When you decide that you're going to be using a pen, what I would start with is pick a color, take your pen, and then you're going to use the flat edge and go across your stamp and color all of this in. You want to make sure you've got ink on all of the areas that are raised. You don't have to go down into the stamp. And I know you're thinking it's drying out. There's a trick for that. I'm going to show you that in just a second. So make sure you've got ink on all of it. And then you're going to huff on it, which means blowing hot air. This is the one thing you can blow on right now. Then push down hard, lift up, and you have your first stamp. Now maybe you want to add some details to that, and maybe a different color. Crayola pens will work with this, any kind of other non-permanent pen. If you start using your Sharpies, your ink pads or your stamp pads are going to be all the color of your Sharpie. That's never coming off. With these ones, you can use a mild soap once you're done to get the ink off. I'm going to add a really pretty flower to this. Look at that. And then you have a really pretty format for your card. Once you've used your stamps, to get rid of the ink, you just do a lot of stamps to get the ink off, and then you can use a mild soap to clean it if you need. But the first thing you want to do is always stamp off the excess ink. That ensures that you're not going to have too much ink to have to wash off. All right, now that you have your stamps and you've figured out what you want to put on your card, you're going to need to cut out your what you've stamped. And it doesn't have to be perfect and it doesn't have to be exact. I like the curve of this, so I'm trying to follow that curve. And then I'm going to do straight edges for everything else. So I really like that straight edge look. And then you're going to take your card, your backer, an extra piece if you want it, and then the stamp piece that you did. And you're going to need some tape. We're going to have some links to where you can get this sort of stuff. This is a mono adhesive. And then you just go right along the edge. Ooh. If you're like me, you get it on everything sometimes. All right, so now I'm going to line this up, and you're going to have a little bit of a border all the way around. You're going to see my head pop into the screen here. Little bit of a border, which is exactly what you want to see. This guy I'm going to use sort of as a decorative accent. And I'm going to do it off kilter a little bit here, and that's kind of where I want it to be. And then you got to put your tape on your stamp bit, and you can see I stamped off on the back of this, so that's why you've got all that extra on the back. No big deal, nobody's going to see that. Just a little extra color on the back. And I'm going to put this here. Boom. Now notice I did it on the lower part of this because that allows me to then fold my card, and now, bam, I've got a card to send. And guess what? April's letter writing month.